Many people are confused where the third eye is concerned. Mind and the soul has been unknotted. I'm dead. The door is open.
This video is not connected to any religion.
Adiyogi revealed this path to people 15,000 years ago. We don't even know what came before him. But God revealed his path through people only. Nothing will happen in the sky. Nothing will happen through the clouds. Nothing will happen through the trees. And if you believe that God spoke to you through a tree or to a cloud, it's your imagination. God is the Word. The light comes, the understanding comes by the Word. The eye will open by the Word. The understanding will come by the Word. Nothing that you know in this life wasn't taught to you by the Word. For thousands of years, God revealed this path on how to set the soul free from the mind. But it was very difficult because with meditation, it's extremely difficult. Believe me, I meditated for hours and days and years. And I was very privileged to reach any light this way. And because God understands that it's extremely difficult for the eye to really open and for the soul to be set free by meditation, God gave us the Bible. But the Bible was written in codes. Let me give you an example. When you read about water in the Bible, it's the Word. When you read about the earth, it's the mind. In Luke 8, the sower went out to sow the seed, and his disciples said, "But Lord, why do you speak in parables to us? We don't understand this. Explain the parable to us." And Jesus said, "The parable is this. The Word is the seed of God. And if I give you a seed, where would you sow it but in the earth? And it's the same in spirit. When the Word comes to you, you have to sow it in the earth. Where's the earth? The mind. The Word is the seed. The mind is the earth. And when the seed is sown on good earth, when you accept the Word, when you accept the seed, that seed will grow. And isn't the Word also the water that will water the seed? The more you teach the individual, the more he will understand and the clearer and enlightened he will become. That is why the water is the Word, the seed is the Word, the earth is the mind, the eye is spirit. It's not the physical eye the Bible is referring to. The ear is not the physical ear. It's to recognize this voice, because 1,000 people will listen to this true word, but only 3 will understand. Only 3 of them will see, but this is God speaking through the mouth. It's not the mind. And that is when the ear starts opening. When you start realizing God, when you start recognizing this voice, when you can understand that that person is merely a channel for God to speak through, that is when the ear opens. And when you understand the words, which all the people will stand and listen, 100,000 people will listen to the same person speaking, and they won't understand what he's saying. To them it will be a beautiful message, but they will go back and return to their daily work, and they won't turn around to separate their souls from the mind. They don't realize what their purpose really is. And that is where spiritually enlightened people differs from people who are totally controlled by the mind. They are not controlled by ego. They are not controlled by lust and greed and anger. They are separating themselves from this world, because the love you have for this world is what causes you to become angry. It what causes you to have lust. It's what causes you to have ego. Is this world, because you love this world. If somebody wants to take your money, you want to kill them. Don't. No, this is my business. I've worked my life for this business. You got nothing. You're attached to this world. So the third eye opens when you start understanding the codes of the Bible. When you understand the codes of the Bible, you will start understanding dreams. You will know how to reveal dreams. And that is why you need a guru. That's why you need a minister or a master who has become enlightened. If you follow somebody that's waiting for a God to come, where will you go? You will live in that person's fantasy, because he'll tell you about this lovely Jesus and this lovely God. Who is Jesus? You have to become Jesus. You have to pick up your cross and you have to die. For what? First of all, you have to die for yourself. And that's why Jesus said, let this bitter cup pass me by. You will say that. Not a Jesus that did, a Jesus that is. Wasn't Paul a Jesus when he died daily? Didn't he have to become Christ by dying daily? Didn't he have to become Christ by conquering the mind? The spirit code for the mind is flesh. The spirit code for the mind is earth. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Those people that don't have an earth yet, they won't hear these words. They won't have an earth for the seed to grow in. That's why people become atheists. They don't have an earth. You can talk until you're blue in the face. They won't accept the word. They won't accept the seed, because they see it as you trying to be clever. But you can't blame them, because people that believe that God lives above sun, moon and stars and that he's going to come and destroy the planet doesn't make sense to anybody if we say it's a God of love, isn't it? The third eye is opened by understanding. The soul will be unknotted from the mind when the mind dies. When you realize your purpose and you separate yourself from the world. That is why it's called the inward journey, to get away from the world, to love your soul, to love God, to open the door. And this doesn't happen overnight. This can happen over a few lifetimes. But you have to become enlightened first. By merely meditating day and night won't get you anywhere. You have to find somebody who completed the journey. That individual can teach you how to open your eye and how to understand and ascend into higher levels of consciousness. Now, I won't discuss the 7 heavens and how you ascend into higher and higher levels of consciousness, because you have so many bodies in this body. Let me give you an example. When you leave this body, you will see your physical body lying and rotting, but you will still be yourself, won't you? And you will say, but this is me, that's not me. And when you're in your spirit form, you are still flesh, because the mind will still be attached to this world. That's why whatever you love, you will return to. So you will have to take another body to conquer the mind. So when you enter this body and you start conquering the mind and you enter into the first heaven or the first level of spirit consciousness, you are actually leaving another body behind. Because when you leave your body, your soul is still imprisoned by the mind. When that flesh dies, something else is released, a more enlightened body. When you conquer the mind, when you conquer the flesh, that body remains behind, and you become more enlightened. You become more like the Creator, and you can ascend like that through many heavens. It's almost the same as a student in the school. The higher the grade, the more enlightened you become. Each grade is another heaven. And you become more enlightened, and as you grow, you become more mature, and you leave your childlike attitude behind, and you become more grown up as you ascend into higher levels of light and wisdom. It's exactly the same in the spirit heavens. I don't want to go there at this point, but that is what the journey is. The third eye is opened by understanding by somebody who completed the journey. There are so many things that confuse the people, and I want us to realize who we are, how to escape from this world, and in this way make the world a better place for everybody. There are so many people that are looking for answers, but they continue in imagination. Thank you very much for listening. I really appreciate it. Please share. Please like us on Facebook. Please watch the other videos, because it will give you a better understanding of what the codes are and how to ascend in consciousness and how to become free and how to become self. Thank you very much for watching. God bless.